everyone, I'm Michelle with Designs by JuJu, and in today's video tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to stitch the brand new In the Hoop striped Acorn Mug Rug. This project is available in 5 sizes. In today's tutorial, I will be stitching the 5x7 size. This is a great beginner-friendly project and is made in one hooping. Let's grab our supplies and let's get started. For the In the Hoop striped Acorn Mug Rug, you will need the following supplies. Fabric cut according to the supply list listed within your PDF download. All of the stripes within the Acorn Mug Rug follow a flip and stitch technique. I have selected 5 different acorn fabrics as well as the top of my acorn and the leaf. I also have coordinating threads that I will be using for the decorative and chain stitch detailing. Cutaway embroidery stabilizer. I'm using magicMESH cutaway embroidery stabilizer from Designs by JuJu Plus. Batting, I'm using loftySOFT batting from Designs by JuJu Plus, and some finishing supplies including a turning tool and some curved tip applique scissors. Alright, so let's head over to the embroidery machine and let's get stitching. We are over at the embroidery machine and I'm ready to run the first stitch, which is going to be the placement line for my batting. One important note to make as you go ahead and stitch this project is that all of the tack down steps should use a matching thread for what you plan to use for your detailed chain stitching. If you choose to use a color that does not coordinate, it does have a chance of peeking through. So I'll show you that as we go along. But right now I already have my first thread color, which is going to coordinate with my first applique fabric that I'll be using here in a bit. So like I said, I'm ready to go ahead and run the first stitch, which is going to be the placement line for my batting. Next, I'm going to place my batting directly on top of those placement stitches, and I'm going to run the tack down to secure it in place. Next, I'm going to remove my hoop from my embroidery machine, and I'm going to trim away the excess batting right outside of those tack down stitches. Our next step is our tack down for our background fabric. So this is going to be the fabric that's going to serve as the backdrop for our acorn. So it will be behind all of our flip and stitch fabrics and our applique fabrics. So again, I am going to run the tack down to secure that fabric in place. Now that we have that background fabric tacked down, we're ready to start all of our acorn stripes. So the first stitch is going to be the placement line for our first fabric, which is actually not a flip and stitch fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and run the placement stitch. And again, whatever color you're going to be using for your chain stitch detailing, you want to make sure that that thread color coordinates. I've just run that placement stitch. So now I'm ready to take my first piece of fabric and I'm going to place it directly on top of those placement stitches. Next, I'm going to run the tack down stitch to secure that fabric in place. Again, make sure you choose a coordinating thread color that you will be using for your decorative chain stitching detail work when we get to that portion. You don't want to have a color that does not coordinate, otherwise it will have a tendency to want to show through on that chain stitch. I've just run the tack down to secure that fabric in place. So next I'm going to use my curved tip applique scissors and I'm going to trim away all of that excess fabric, making sure not to cut any of those tack down stitches. Now that we have that first initial stripe complete, we're ready to start our flip and stitch detail stripes. So the first stitch is going to be the placement line for my first flip and stitch fabric. All right, I went ahead and brought you over here to my work table so we could talk about this a little bit more in detail. So we ran our initial tack down stitch that secured this first fabric, and then a second stitch was just run just inside of that tack down stitch. And that's the placement line for our second piece of fabric, which is going to be our first flip and stitch stripe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my next piece of fabric and I am going to flip it so that the right side is facing down, just overhanging that tack down stitch about 1/4 inch. Next, I'm going to take it back over to my embroidery machine and it's going to run a tack down stitch right along that initial placement stitch to tack down that fabric. All right, now that that fabric is tacked down, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to give it a good finger press And you can place a piece of tape over here along the edge if you prefer. And now we're ready to run the tack down stitch to secure that fabric in place. Now again, once more, make sure you have that coordinating thread because it will have a tendency to show through on that chain stitching. All right, I'm going to run the tack down stitch. All right, again, I'm going to take this over to my work table and we're going to trim away that excess fabric. All right, there we go. So this is what you should be left with. So I am going to repeat that exact same process for the remaining 3 flip and stitch stripes, and then we'll be ready to add our acorn top and our leaves. The next few stitches are some decorative stitch elements that are going to stitch on those flip and stitch stripes. So I'm going to go ahead and run those stitches, and then we'll check back in when we're ready for the next step. Okay, I've just finished my bean stitching along those stripes. So the next stitch is going to be the decorative chain stitch along the bottom portion of the acorn. I've just finished that decorative chain stitching. So the next stitch is going to be the placement line for my acorn top fabric. Now that I've got the placement line stitched, I'm ready to take my acorn top fabric here and I'm going to lay it directly over those placement stitches, and I'm going to run the tack down stitch to secure it in place. Again, make sure you're using a coordinating thread that you plan to use for your chain stitching. Next, I'm going to remove my hoop from my embroidery machine and I'm going to trim away all of the excess fabric right outside of those tack down stitches. The next stitch is going to be the detail stitching on the top of the acorn as well as the decorative chain stitching. I'm going to run that stitch off camera and then I'll show you what's next. We're on to our final stitching, which is going to be the placement line for our leaves. So again, go ahead and change to your coordinating thread and run the placement stitch. Next, I'm going to place my applique fabric, my green leaf fabric, directly on top. And I'm going to run the tack down stitch to secure it in place. Next, I'm going to trim away the excess fabric right outside of those tack down stitches. Now that I've got that excess fabric trimmed away, the final stitch is the decorative leaf stitching as well as the chain stitch detail. Now that all of our decorative stitching is complete, we're ready to do our final stitch, which is going to be to add our envelope backing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my first piece of fabric and I'm going to line it up at the midpoint here. And this piece of fabric is folded in half with wrong sides together. So you have right side here, here's your pressed seam, and I'm just lining it up with the midpoint of my hoop. And then I'm going to take a second piece of fabric, and again, I am going to position it about a half of an inch overhanging on that bottom piece. So here's what you'll be left with. Here's your top piece, here's your bottom piece, and they overlap about a half of an inch. And then I am going to take some paper medical tape and I'm just going to place that directly on top of that seam. That way, as it stitches around, it will not catch on my presser foot. So paper medical tape is super easy and it tears away cleanly. It's not going to gunk up your needle. And so I'm just going to place that there and we're going to head back over to the embroidery machine to run our final stitch, which is going to tack down this envelope backing. And there we go, our envelope backing is tacked down. So let's head over to the work table and we'll complete this mug rug. All right, so the first thing I need to do is remove my project from my hoop. And next, I am going to trim around the entire outside edge of my mug rug, leaving about 1/4 of an inch. Now that you have trimmed away all the excess fabric, you're ready to turn your project through that envelope backing along the back side here. And then using a turning tool, this is one my husband made, you're just going to gently go around the entire outline and push out each of those seams the best you can. And then once you're finished, take this over to your iron and give it a good press. And there we go. Look at our cute in the hoop 5x7 striped acorn mug rug. It looks fabulous. I know this is going to be a great addition to our fall decor. If you liked the striped acorn mug rug, you will also love the striped pumpkin mug rug that is also available from Designs by JuJu. Both of these projects follow a similar set of steps, giving you that fun and unique striped appearance with your applique fabrics. I just completed stitching the In the Hoop striped acorn mug rug. This project is made in one hooping and features a variety of flip and stitch fabric pieces to create the striped effect. If you like this project, make sure to also check out the In the Hoop striped pumpkin mug rug, also available from Designs by JuJu. Both mug rugs follow a similar technique and again are made in only one hooping. These are perfect for beginners and very easy. I hope you have enjoyed today's tutorial. Don't forget to check the description box below for additional helpful links. Also, make sure to join the Designs by JuJu Blessings Facebook group for more tips, tricks, and inspiration. We hope to see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe. Happy stitching!